one thing about our team, man, we love challenges, and if we put our mind to it and we set to it, and that's what we want to do, we're gonna go out and get the win, take on the challenge. And with Bud, just look at his record, just look at his, what he's accomplished in the sport, and those last couple fights has always been challenges and being undisputed challenges, because he's one of the guys at the top. But
names, I need to know, does easy work pop in your mind or a challenging fight? Terence, Bud, Crawford.
Easy work. And it's our people, it's the urban community that does it. Oh, Boots this, Boots knock you out, Boots. And then, the people that, support me, they, man, Bud of this, Bud of that. Then some fighters find themselves getting caught up in that, and then they asked about it. Oh man,
Terence Bud Crawford has once again generated serious conversation throughout the boxing world after being spotted undergoing high-altitude conditioning in Colorado Springs. His recent training activity has fans wondering whether retirement truly marks the final chapter of his career.
Come in with the altitude and do a full workout with the chin. Out of shape. Here hard. Let's go, Lester. Let's go, Lester.
Crawford was seen in complete training gear, working at elevation alongside members of his longtime team. For many supporters, Bud's retirement seemed like the natural conclusion to an extraordinary career, but watching the former undisputed champion participate in serious camp work has immediately reignited speculation that he could potentially return.
So, I ain't got nothing to do today, so I thought I'd come in here and work out for the first time since I fought. And guess what they got me doing? Well, I got myself doing. Sparring Lester. About to get in. Just 2 rounds. Stay tuned, baby. Listen. Got my ass in there. 2 rounds, got my ass kicked. That's very humbling. I ain't used to that. I gotta get back in shape. I can't just be going months and months and months, not doing nothing, and then think I'm young and I can get in here and spar the big dogs like that. I'll be back though.
While appearing on the Last Stand podcast, Crawford's longtime trainer Brian "Bomac" McIntyre insisted that Bud remains retired. Even so, the way he explained the situation left plenty of uncertainty. Bomac said Crawford was primarily keeping himself sharp while assisting stablemate Lester Martinez ahead of his upcoming fight. However, once the discussion moved toward major potential matchups, his remarks seemed to suggest that Team Crawford may not have completely closed the door on another ring appearance.
People who all of a sudden saw video of Terence in camp, working with him, working out, and all of a sudden people are like, uh-oh, Terence Crawford is back. He's begun the first steps in a comeback. Set the record straight for us.
Well, man, I will tell you this, man. Bud, he loved the environment that he created. We created together as a team, and so he know we was in camp, so he just wanted to come out and get some work in, just see where he at and have some fun with Lester. He brought Lester underneath his wing on his undercard, and then Lester just sprouted, just jumped to the top of the charts after that. So Terence is always a big supporter of Lester, and he just come out, just have fun with him, and just show him a few things, and just work out with him for a couple of days.
And set the record straight, because I know you probably seen it on social media. People saying, "This is Bud Crawford saying, okay, let me see where I am, because I got Jaron Boots Ennis out there, and people want me and Jaron Boots Ennis to fight." Give me what are your thoughts on that? And what's going on?
Bud done, man. He said he done, and I respect his decision, and I want him to be done because he had nothing else to prove in the sport. But I love having him around the other fighters, to motivate them, so they trying to get to the pinnacle of the sport where he got to. So that's just one of the reasons why it came out, man. Not to get ready for.
That has created a fascinating situation. On one hand, Mac continues to call Crawford retired. On the other, he repeatedly stresses that Bud is still capable of competing with the best fighters in the world if the right opportunity comes along. In boxing, those kinds of conflicting signals can quickly make fans wonder whether something larger is happening behind the scenes, particularly when a retired fighter continues training and his team keeps discussing what type of opponent might bring him back.
Let me ask you about Boots for a minute, because I'm sure you saw it. What did you think about that interview that Boots had done recently where they asked him about Terence Crawford, and he said, man, that's easy work. I'm just going to be honest with y'all, that was easy work. And Bud, I think, did an interview, called Boots a hater, and said he would have knocked him out if they had fought. You know Bud better than anybody. If those two had fought, let's say after the Canelo fight, what would have happened in a fight like that?
You know what, man? I'm gonna stick with my guy, man. I'm gonna go with my guy because for the simple fact that one thing about our team, man, we love challenges, and if we put our mind to it and we set to it and that's what we want to do, we're gonna go out and get the win, take on the challenge. And with Bud, just look at his record, just look at his, what he's accomplished in the sport. And those last couple fights has always been challenges and being undisputed challenges, 3-time undisputed challenges, Fighter of the Year, ESPY Award, two or three times, man. Those are challenges, man, that people put in front of Bud, and if Bud put his mind to it, he gonna make it happen, and he looks at his team to mentally, physically, and get it.
The situation became even more intense once rising contender Jaron "Boots" Ennis entered the discussion. Ennis has made remarks that appeared to downplay Crawford's achievements while also implying that facing Bud would not be especially difficult. In doing so, Boots has put himself squarely inside the retirement conversation while attempting to establish himself as one of the most important names representing boxing's next generation.
Work pop in your mind or a challenging fight? Xander.
Easy work.
Charlo.
Easy work.
Fedor.
Easy work.
Errol Spence.
Easy work.
Devin Haney.
Easy work.
Terence Bud Crawford.
Easy work.
For Crawford, those remarks mean something very different from typical pre-fight promotion. Bud established his legacy by beating elite opponents across several weight classes. Because of that, hearing a younger fighter question what he accomplished can feel deeply personal. That kind of perceived disrespect could create a completely different source of motivation for a champion who had previously appeared ready to leave the sport behind.
He's one of the guys at the top, but he can't touch Bud. And I'm sorry. I like him as a fighter. I like him as a person. Him, his whole team over there. But I'm just being real with him. His best thing is let the man stay in retirement and ride off in the sunset. And you try to accomplish more than what he accomplished. That's the best thing I could tell anybody. And him. And his
Crawford eventually answered back when the topic surfaced during a broadcast appearance. Instead of brushing the comments aside, Bud directly addressed Ennis and made it obvious that he had heard what the younger fighter said. His response suggested that the criticism had clearly caught his attention.
1,000%.
This is the Real Report show. It's all good. That's what we do.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
I think you're a hater.
Mm.
A lot of people say, "Oh man, Bud always hating." Like, what I had to hate on him for?
Right.
I didn't support him in the Olympic trials. I didn't been in the locker room at his fights, supporting him. So why would I need to hate on him?
Got you.
Like I said, I want to see him win. I want to see him go far as he can. But I think people do the same thing with Boots as they did with Spence.
Right.
And it's our people, it's the urban community that does it. Oh, Boots this, Boots knock you out, Boots. And then, you know, the people that, you know, support me, they, man, Bud it is, Bud of that. Then some fighters find themselves getting caught up in that, you know, and then they asked about it. Oh man, he easy work. I ain't easy working, no man. You know what I mean?
No.
That's just, you know, disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you just head over the hype.
Right.
You know, and I don't look at no fighter as easy work. That's a professional.
Crawford has never been the type of fighter who pursues every confrontation created by the media. Most of the time, he keeps his attention on his own career unless something genuinely gets under his skin. By responding directly to Ennis and questioning the motivation behind his comments, Bud seemed to reveal that Boots had reached a competitive side of him that very few opponents have been able to bring out.
You know, in a sense where nobody picked Xander to win. Everybody was kind of like, okay, he's in over his head and it's a matter of time before Boots catch him and end the fight. I think it's going to be different when he goes up against a Fundora or a Virgil, because if one of those guys get him hurt like Xander did, I don't think it's going to be the same.
According to boxing insider Bernie the Boxer, convincing Crawford to leave retirement would require far more than simply putting another fight offer in front of him. There would need to be a personal and meaningful reason behind the decision. Bernie's belief is that Bud isn't waiting around for an ordinary payday or a routine matchup to suddenly persuade him to change his mind.
If you want to get Crawford out of retirement, then say what he said. Tell him, I'll knock Crawford ass out. Tell his old ass to come back. He better stick to commentating. This is what you gotta talk. This is real shit. The only way you're gonna get, now I'm being literal, the only way you're gonna get Crawford to come back, and I hope he not get upset at me about this, but he said this on his own, so I'm just kind of amplifying what he said. If somebody, whoever they is that needs to say it, says, I will beat Crawford ass, I will knock him out, he better stick to doing the commentating and join whatever retirement, because he ain't got nothing coming with me. That's why he ran out of retirement. I'll beat his ass. I'm way better than him. I do everything better than Crawford. I'm smarter than Crawford. Because he said all this stuff too. Somebody else was playing this clip and he was saying all this stuff. I do everything he do, but I do it better. So now he put all these things in the right type of way. And then we might have something then. I don't know.
At this stage of Crawford's career, financial rewards by themselves may not be enough to bring him back. His motivation would probably be tied to legacy, competition, and settling a personal score. If someone seriously questions his reputation or makes him feel disrespected, that could provide the precise motivation necessary for a comeback. Bomac's latest remarks appear to reinforce that possibility. If an opponent truly believes they can defeat Crawford, they may simply have to make that belief public, because a challenge of that nature could be enough to get Team Crawford's attention.
Stick with my guy, man. I'm gonna go with my guy because.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. I told you guys in the video I did yesterday that the newly retired, pound for pound king, 5-division champion, 3-division undisputed champion, first ballot Hall of Famer, greatest fighter his era and generation, he stamped that. Terence Bud Crawford, superstar boxer. He's beyond a superstar at this point. With a record of 42 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout. Told you guys, he has that Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders, Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson mentality. Their mentality is different. The best way to describe it is like the late, great Kobe Bryant, the Mamba mentality. They different. They have a different motivation. And if you think Terence Crawford for a second ain't sizing up Jaron Boots Ennis, the Phenom, as I refer to him as, 2-division unified champion, former unified lineal Ring Magazine WBA IBF welterweight champion, and now newly crowned WBO WBA junior middleweight champion, undefeated, 36 wins, no loss, no draw, 32 wins by way of knockout. Bomac, he stated in an interview in the past that they were looking at Jaron Ennis, and Bomac even stated that Jaron Ennis reminds him of Terence Crawford, right? And as you heard Bomac just say, it's not a good idea.
There is also an important physical factor that cannot be overlooked. A blockbuster Crawford-Ennis matchup would have to deal with a significant question involving weight. Bud's physique has naturally changed since his days fighting in the lighter weight classes, and there is little reason to think he would agree to an extreme weight cut merely to make the matchup happen.
Obviously, you know, they talked about, you know, him calling, you know, Crawford easy work. And, you know, Crawford said, I'm not no easy work for no man. You know, he doesn't like that disrespect.
Yeah. But listen, y'all, he said, ask Bernie if Boots get undisputed at 54, can we see that fight then? That he ain't gonna be at 54. Crawford's not a 54 pounder no more, bro. He not at 54, he's a 68 pounder or a 60. That's where he fighting at now. That's where he feel comfortable at, 60 or 68. And you know it gotta be a big fight, so if Boots come up to 160, I don't know. I can't tell you what the man to do, but
if Boots genuinely wants this fight and truly believes Crawford would be an easy opponent, then the challenge may need to move toward Bud instead of asking Bud to come back down in weight. Ennis might potentially have to move into the middleweight or even super middleweight range if he wants the biggest possible opportunity. That would make the matchup more difficult, but it could also eliminate one of the biggest barriers separating the two camps.
Now he coming back to face Boots because Boots is running his mouth. Look, Crawford ain't never been one to move because you running your mouth. Crawford like, man, come on, bro, get your weight up. If you get your weight up, maybe I might. But you know what, dude? Boots got a lot to growing to do. Crawford sees it. I'm letting y'all know right now, man. Crawford would knock the dog shit out of Boots Ennis. I'm telling y'all right now. And I like Boots. Boots is the next one up. He the next one up. But if they get into the ring, I just gotta call it like I see it. You know, like Crawford gonna beat the damn Philly cheesesteaks out of damn Boots Ennis. Shit. He gonna beat the Philly cheesesteaks out of Boots Ennis' ass. Yeah, he sure is. He gonna knock him out. Oh, if Boots has some success, he gonna have some success. Oh, yeah, he gonna have some success. You know, he got his speed, his power. He's very active. Yeah, he gonna have success. But shit, when he get touched on that chin, though, ooh, shit, kumbaya. Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. Kumbaya, my lord. That's what they're gonna be singing right after, because he gonna be got to pick his, he ain't getting up. I promise y'all that. When Crawford catches his ass, if they were to fight, man, it's easy work. Boots.
Analysts who understand the mentality of elite champions often point toward one straightforward reality. Great fighters don't always walk away from boxing while they still believe they can perform at the highest level. The urge to test yourself, compete beneath the bright lights, and feel that atmosphere once again isn't always something money or a comfortable life outside the ring can replace.
No bull jive. Listen, to all of my brothers and sisters who don't understand black culture, all my brothers and sisters, my black brothers and sisters, you guys know what that is. You've seen it in the hood when somebody is telling you, hey, say that again. No. Say my mama one more goddamn time.
Terence Bud Crawford.
Easy work.
Right? You're begging him. Please say my mama one more.
One more time. Stop. I'm waiting for it. Please do it one more. Just please, one more time.
Nigga, say my name. Nigga, say I knocked Terence Crawford out, nigga.
Say my mama again.
Y'all wanted me to end Boots' career before it started.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Now you
fucked him up.
I would have knocked him the fuck out.
No. Say it again.
And I be trying to be nice because I support the young fella and all that, and he black and shit. I want to see him succeed.
That's my
But
thing.
niggas can't come up to me and do the same shit that they can do with other niggas. Niggas don't do that with me. I would slap the piss out of niggas' face.
Listen, that's not a brother who doesn't want to fight. That's not somebody who just looking for you to push a button because he doesn't want to fight. That's somebody trying to damn fight. When you're begging somebody to give you a damn reason to whoop his ass, that means that you got your arms pumped up and you ready to whoop somebody's ass. This guy, Terence Bud Crawford, has been sitting out, but he's doing that shit. He's going to fight. Now, let me tell you why I'm so confident.
Crawford continues to maintain a demanding training schedule in Colorado Springs. His ongoing high-altitude work looks far more like an elite fighter keeping himself prepared than someone who has completely separated himself from boxing. It doesn't guarantee that he'll return, but it certainly gives fans another reason to continue watching the situation carefully.
It looks like a shell of himself. Terence Crawford better not come back and fight the undefeated two-division champion, former unified lineal WBA, IBF, Ring Magazine welterweight champion, and now newly crowned unified WBO, WBA junior middleweight world champion, superstar boxer Jaron Boots Ennis, the Phenom as I refer to him as, who has 36 wins, no loss, no draw, 32 wins by way of knockout. And people are saying Terence Crawford looks old. Terence Crawford looks slow. He looks like a shell of himself. Well, Terence Crawford hasn't been training in the sport of boxing for a year now. Terence Crawford is 38 years old. So he has to get back in the saddle. Timing is not there, right? Rhythm is not there. You got to get back in the saddle. Don't take that and think that he's sweet or he's a lick or he ain't who he was when he fought Canelo last September. That's a mistake, right? He's been enjoying the fruits of his labor. He's been traveling the world, enjoying his kids. He's not in the mix. So his timing is off. But don't get it twisted. It's just like riding a bike. Give him 2 straight weeks of being in the gym consistently, daily. And suddenly, a new footage will surface and people will be raving how he looks back.
What do you think? Could the right opponent genuinely persuade Terence Crawford to end his retirement? Or is Bud simply keeping himself in shape while helping the members of his team? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next boxing update.